Best morning, Steve here. I appreciate you tuning in. Today is day 23 of my 29-day challenge. We're almost done. And today is called Turtle Life. So, David, he admits that he's not patient. Like me, he has a type A personality and he wants things to happen immediately. But he remembers the story from fourth grade of the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, we've all heard that before, but it's hard to kind of keep that in your mind, especially as you're going through the motions and trying to move that needle of your life, right? But slow and steady wins the race. His uncle, Nick Nurse, played the long game. He started coaching college ball when he was only 23 years old, and he worked at various coaching positions before he finally landed in the NBA. It took him 25 years. He worked internationally, colleges. He had all types of positions like trainer, GM, although he was supposed to be the coach. It took him 25 years, but he finally made it to the NBA. He also did some coaching in the D leagues, or the not the main NBA league, but like their subdivision. And he told David, quote, if I was to do this whole thing over again, I wouldn't change a darn thing, because it's about the process. In that sentiment, David prefers to take the stairs because, right, that's the turtle. So he explains that elevators rely on too many things that can go wrong, like electrical, technological, or even man-made problems. But stairs give you control, power, and satisfaction. And when you get to the top of the stairs, you feel the accomplishment. You feel that burning in your legs. Now, David, I don't know how many flights you've walked up. I used to live when I was a kid in a building, 20 flights. Sometimes the power would go out, or the elevator was just like packed at rush hour, where everyone's kind of trying to go up. And so I'd make the trek up the stairs. Not easy. But I also wasn't in good shape. So maybe in better shape, it's not so bad. So I was telling somebody at work the other day that I'd rather go a little bit slower, but make sure that everything is done correctly without mistakes. Because if you make a mistake, it costs 3 times as much. Because one, I've already paid time and effort and money to do it the first time. Then it's done wrong. I have to rip it out and fix it, right? So that's a second cost. And then there's the third cost that, well, I'm not producing something else and I'm sitting here. So that's the opportunity cost of what I could have been making in that third time, in that second time fixing it. I could have been someplace else. So there's another cost. So when you make a mistake in business and you have to redo something, it costs 3 times as much. Not just twice, but literally 3 times as much. So slow down and make sure that you do it right the first time so there are no mistakes. Mistakes are very, very costly. Today's blueprint action plan, he's got a picture of the top of an elevator with the floors. And it looks like it's starting from the basement going up to the penthouse. Basement 123P. So he explains that on the elevator floor indicator, fill out the penthouse with something incredible that you were given in life well before you were prepared for it. Something you were so excited to get, but that fizzled out quickly. And on each of the floors, write down something in hindsight you would develop or have since developed that would have been beneficial to bring to that opportunity. Something you'd wish you'd had the chance to prepare. So my penthouse, what I got early in life and I wasn't prepared for it, was at 18 years old, my dad helped me and we co-signed a brand new car. Now, I was ecstatic, but I really was not ready. Maybe I deserved it. I was a good guy, working hard. I finished high school, but I was not enrolled in college. I did not finish college yet. I did not have a serious job. And to have a monthly payment of $320 per month at 18 years old, this was over 20 years ago, I'm now 40, was difficult. And so it didn't feel like a lot, like it didn't seem like a lot, about $75 a week. But when you're only making 200 a week, it's a lot. And I had no money for anything else, and I struggled just to pay for that car. In the other floors, that in hindsight would have developed me better for those things that I received early in life. One is I enrolled in college and I got my associate's degree, right? So that's something that I needed to earn. Like the turtle, I had to go through that. And then when I got the car and I opened the business, I would have succeeded. The next floor is bachelor's degree. So I got my associates, then I got my bachelor's. After my bachelor's, I went to law school. So I got 3 degrees. Those are the things that in hindsight prepared me for my future and for my life now. So on the 3rd floor, you see, I started in my associates, bachelor's, law school. When I got here to the 3rd floor, which is kind of a little bit where I am now, that was my company. I opened Ritz Renovation, which is the contracting company. And so I would not have succeeded or even had the courage to open it had I not already finished college. I understood business. I understood accounting. Like these things weren't theoretical anymore. I understood them. I actually went to school. I learned it. I did case studies. I went out into the business world and I worked for somebody else. And so when I went to open my company, I was 33 years old. I opened in 2016. 2016, I turned 33. So I was 33 years old. I opened my home renovation business. I'm now 40, so it's going on 7 years. And it's succeeding. I'm doing well. I have good customers, a 5.0 5-star rating on Google, because I did the things that I needed to do beforehand to make sure that I was ready. So when I messed up the food stand at 19 and it went to shit, I didn't do the same thing with my home business, my home contracting business. I went and I just worked my way up. Yeah, there was a little bit of, it wasn't always smooth sailing, but I got there. I did really well because I was ready at that point. So that's what he talks about is you need to develop certain skills. So this way you're ready later on in life. So would I be able to write a book on personal development if I didn't actually, yeah, I could, but how credible would I be if I didn't actually take that personal development stuff that I was learning, applied it to my life, got through college, got through law school, opened a business, a thriving one? How effective or credible would I be now as a writer if I didn't learn how to write in college and law school? How can I give you business advice that you're going to believe and buy into if I never opened the business? So I did those things, and that's why I'm the turtle. I understand the long game. All my life, I've always wanted, more and more, but I've been patient because I understand that, slow and steady wins the race. I'm only 40. Nick Nurse is 51, and in the book, he explains he's 51 and he's playing, and he's the head coach. It took him until he was 50 years old or 48 years old, something like that, to finally get to the place where he wanted. I've been at the place I wanted. I became a lawyer. I opened a contracting company. I've been my own entrepreneur and businessman. And now next, I'm going into writing, speaking, coaching. It's the long game. So David, you're absolutely right. I appreciate this section a lot. See you tomorrow.